right, now let's close the program today with a conversation that I know you'll be interested in. That's electricity supply. In Nigeria, we're always talking about electricity supply. You know, we have joining us the Chief Corporate Services Officer of Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, Ms. Angela Olarewaju. Good afternoon, Ms. Olarewaju. Good to have you on the program.
Glad to be here.
Great. So, I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of questions to ask you at this time. When we hear of electricity in Nigeria, we're just wondering what's really going on. Why can't we have 24-hour supply? You are the core of it, and thank God you're corporate services, so you should be dealing with us, the customers, especially after you guys have increased rates. We expect to have 24 hours.
Well, it's actually work in progress. The Band A customers that got the increased tariff are actually enjoying good supply. And, you know, what we're doing is to make sure that as many of our customers move up the band, you know, we have from Band A to B to C to D to E. We don't want E to even exist or Band D. We want to move everybody up to enjoy good supply.
At a high cost. You know, it's part of what the labor unions are asking for, a return to the old rate.
Well, you see, the thing is that for a very long time, the tariff has not been cost reflective. We have to go this way.
Is it cost reflective now?
It's not even cost reflective.
Is it service reflective also?
It is service reflective. The Band A customers are enjoying super supply, across all the discos. So definitely for us to get to that point where we'll have that 24-hour power supply, tariff must increase. And then at some point where we've achieved that equilibrium, the tariff can start to come down. That's the plan, actually.
Does anything come down in Nigeria when it comes to prices?
Well, it will. That's the micro plan.
What's the logic? What will make it come down?
Okay, because you see, at some point, when the tariff is increased, the point is that we want, the tariff to be cost reflective, so the discos can actually make money. Because right now, no disco is making money from the tariff by the time you put together all the components. But it's going to get to a time where the discos have cost reflective tariff, and then every other, factor that makes up the tariff is balanced out, and things start to come down. So. And with the foreign exchange and all that, there's a lot of things going on in the mix right now for the electricity sector.
But we don't know how long we'll have to wait before this tariff can come down. Obviously, a long-term wait.
Well, not a long-term wait, because there are lots of things that are happening in the electricity sector right now.
Like what?
Like, for example, we're also looking at the electricity transition, where electricity sector is transiting, especially the discos, to renewables. So we have an alternative, in the pot. So now we're looking at solar, we're looking at wind, we're looking at hydro. Trying not to depend only on fossil fuels. That's traditionally how power is being generated. By the time we have renewables in the mix, it means that we can have more power, so to say, for our customers.
That's interesting, but I'm sure, has any disco started anything?
Oh, lots of discos have. IBDC, we've started. So what we're doing right now, we're already looking at, looking out of the grid. We're looking at independent power producers. We're looking at independent power producers. So for certain communities, we can get power and supply them off the grid. So that's, the way to go.
So do you have timelines? What's the plan? Well, I know you cover Kwara, Kogi, Oyo.
Yes, we cover.
So, Lagos is not included, unfortunately. No. But what's the plan, really? And how will it change things?
Okay, well, the plan is we don't even have a choice. Our regulators have told us that we have to get going to make sure that we get power. Anyhow, we can get power to service our customers. We have a lot of communities that, we can't service because we don't have enough power. But with this arrangement, what it means is that we can get power from IPPs and supply certain communities, So, the timeline, for example, we at IBDC, we signed up, with about 2 vendors right now. There's about another 3 in the process. So in the next 1 year, even before the end of the year, we're going to see a lot of improvement in that area.
When you say you've signed up vendors, these are individuals who are going to give you like solar panels?
No, these are companies that already have some power. They generate power.
Generate power through what?
They generate power through, gas right now. That's how they get power. And the power they're generating, they don't need all of that power. Do you know, for example? So maybe somebody's generating about 10 megawatts, and actually what they are being able to supply right now is about 2 or 3 or 4 megawatts, and they have that 6 megawatts that we can take off them and use it to supply communities around that area that need power.
So in the next 1 year, we should see
a lot of improvement. All the discos in Nigeria have been given matching orders to start to look at this kind of alternative to supplement the power coming from the GENCOs.
Well, very interesting. And I guess the amended bill, electricity...
yes, that's also opened up the sector so that the states too can also become players.
Well, but do you have states participating? It's more of a private sector thing.
No, we have states now. I mean, for example, that's the plan. That under the states that we cover, we're looking at all the states are looking at...
Do you have any state governments? Like you cover about 6 or 7 states.
We cover 4 states fully and another 3 partially.
Okay. Do you have any of those state governments working with you on something like that?
Right now, nothing finalized, but we have a lot of state governments in talks with us, and we're collaborating with them.
And I think another issue here is the issue of billing. We have meters. We're talking about meters. We've been talking about it. There's maps that are supposed to accelerate the spread of meters in the country. But how far has that gone?
Well, that's been a very effective scheme for us at IBEDC. And now, even the map scheme has been further made flexible. So customers have a choice to pick from any map vendor they want to get a meter. And in terms of billing, the billing challenge, I think, has already been sort of downplayed now with the metering scheme. What we're doing, we're encouraging our customers to get metered. With the MAP scheme, you can, pick any vendor you want across our franchise, for example, and get metered. And the process is simple. In 10 days, you are metered. Once you start the process, it's seamless. You get your meter.
It's not that seamless.
It is.
Mr. Larry, it's not that seamless in the real world.
No, I tell you, it's that seamless. What's happening is that there's lots of knowledge gap. So we're telling our customers, don't walk through any third party. Right now, for example, if you want to get metered in IBDC, all you need to do is go online, msms.com. Just go in there, you start the process. In 10 days, you get metered, and you can choose whichever vendor you want. The process is seamless since we introduced the map, and even now it's become more flexible because what used to happen before was that we had a particular map vendor. MAP means meter as providers, designated for a particular location. But now it's flexible, so you can decide that okay, I'm in Ogun State and I want this map. There's no restriction anymore. So you can try.
That's seamless. Because the last time I tried it, it wasn't seamless. Although that was in Lagos, but it wasn't seamless.
But
that was
I can assure you for the electricity distribution company, it is seamless. Please try it. It is seamless.
Okay, all right. Then the other thing is, you hear communities having to contribute money to buy transformers, cables. In fact, there was a community that we covered a couple of months ago or so, where they had even bought the transformer, contributed money to buy a transformer, but getting connected, getting officers to come and do that was a problem. And we know that, legally, it's DISCOs that are supposed to give transformers, isn't it?
Yes. DISCOs are supposed to provide all the infrastructure. So that's part of the thing where we're talking about service reflective tariff. Because there's no service reflective tariff, there's a challenge in the system, in the sector. There's no funding. There's a funding gap. So DISCOs don't have the resources to provide everything that is required. And that's why we have a lot of customers intervening. Ideally, that's not what it should be. No customer or community is supposed to buy transformers or buy cables or poles. That's supposed to be supplied by the DISCOs. And what we have in situations like this is when customers have this challenge, before they go ahead to start contributing money or buying these transformers, they're supposed to carry us along. Talk to us officially, write to us and say, okay, look, we have a bad transformer and, we need this infrastructure so that we work with them. What we've also done to mitigate this challenge is that we have a transformer repair workshop, which I dare say is a first in the whole country. We have a transformer repair workshop because some of these transformers don't need to be replaced. They can be repaired. And that's something we've been doing. We've repaired over 50 transformers since we started that workshop in 2023. And we're looking at replicating it across all the states we serve so that we can do more. So what we ask customers is when they have any infrastructure that is, spoiled or something, they need to carry us along. They talk to us. Because sometimes when they even buy the transformer, they don't buy the correct specifications. There's certain specifications of transformers or infrastructure that should come into the network. Otherwise, the network becomes challenged. When they carry us along, we can now work out a mutually beneficial way, of of sort of maybe compensating them. And sometimes these things that they even buy, we have it in the store. But if they don't carry us along and they've gone already to do the purchase, it now becomes, I know that there's situations where really that's what happens. But we're telling customers that please, before you do that, carry us along so that we can also find a way to compensate these customers, and have a mutual agreement, so to speak.
How did they carry you along? Did you write a letter? Do you respond to your letter?
Yes.
Are your emails active? Are your phone?
Very active. And our management right now, the new acting MD, has even set up a WhatsApp group for all the executives and all the key people. So any complaint is not just going through the normal route. It's lodged there. So immediately, 24 hours is being resolved. One of our cardinal, service points is service delivery. I mean, we're focused on service delivery. I mean, if you don't have enough power, at least you should give great service.
So, at the beginning of this privatization and all of that, there was a talk of customers having the liberty to choose which disco they want to work with. But I don't think we've gotten there yet.
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, because I would have just spotted to IBEDC at this
We haven't gotten there yet. But I think that's also part of the things that... But, we need to take baby steps. I mean, we need to take baby steps, but we're not there yet.
Okay. So, but I'll count on your word where you said in about a year we should see discos diversify their source of energy.
Definitely.
And that should mean more supply.
Exactly. Yes, that's going to happen.
And then everybody will be on band A by then.
Well, band B, band A.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Chief Corporate Services Officer with Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, Ms. Angela Olariwaju. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.